What is up, Booger Beans? Welcome back to another episode of Adventures with Boog. On this episode, we're going to fix the exhaust manifold. Alright, Beans, so as you can see right here, we are missing an exhaust manifold bolt, which is causing an exhaust leak. And on a turbo diesel engine, exhaust leaks mean lost power. Because that means all that pressure that's coming out of that exhaust leak is not going through the turbo, which is not spooling the turbo, which is not giving us power. So, what we need to do is get the manifold off, pull out the broken stud, and then put in a new stud, and put the manifold back on and put on a new stud. So first things first, we gotta try and get those bolts out, which is not gonna be easy, but that's what we gotta do. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so we have got the manifold loose. We were only able to actually loosen 3 of the 8 bolts. Well, one of them was already cut off, or broken off, so that was where the leak was coming from. But 3 of them we were able to actually pull out, and then the other 4 we had to just cut off. So what we have to do today is we have to remove the rest of the manifold, so it kind of goes to an exhaust collector on the back side of the engine and then goes up to the turbocharger over there. And what we need to do now is we got to get it off of that collector. Now so far that collector seems like it's not too awful to turn, like I'm able to at least move the nut and bolt a little bit, so I'm hoping we can get that off pretty easy. Then we got to run to town to get all new bolts and get some nuts, so that we can put nuts on the end of those bolts that we cut off and weld them on and then use that to pull them out. Usually when your exhaust manifold bolts get stuck, it's actually not because of they're stuck in the block. They're usually actually rusted into the cast iron manifold. You get a whole bunch of heat and a whole bunch of rust there, and it basically like welds it together. So we tried our best to heat it up and WD-40 it and smack it a little bit and whatever else, but just the angle and everything, it just ended up rounding off the nuts and just kind of screwed them up. So that's where we're at. It's not the most fun process, but we're getting through it, and I hope we can get that manifold off and then we can get this fix underway. Alright, Beans, so it has been like a week that I've been putzing around on this bus. I haven't been able to film much because I've been working in the rain. So we've got the new gasket, we've got the manifold back on. We went and we got a cleaning tap. We cleaned out all the threads that we could. Unfortunately, 2 of the 8 manifold bolts we could not get out. So I had to build a special bracket. There's a company called Dorman, and they build a bracket for this engine. But unfortunately, it's for the Power Stroke 7.3, and it doesn't quite fit on this engine. So I took their idea and built up a bracket here. I got to do some welding on it, so I'm going to pop it off and I'll show you guys that, and then I'll kind of talk you through how it works. So let's get to it. So Beans, this is our little bracket here. So what it does is it wraps around the side of the block, gets bolted into a hole. An extra manifold bolt goes through here and tightens this against the block. Then it's got these 2 nuts on here that the manifold bolts go through and then tighten down onto. The problem is, on the Dorman version, this is a little bit thicker. It's about 1/2 inch thick, whereas on here I only have 1/4 inch plate steel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a brace that runs from here up over top and down to the side over here. And what that'll do is it'll help stop this plate from bending, because we actually have a little bit of a warp in the manifold, so we actually have to like pull the manifold tight to the block. So what I'm going to do is put that in, and hopefully that will stop it from bending. And I'm also going to sand off the top of these nuts just a little bit more so I can get a little bit more clamping pressure towards the block. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then we'll install it again. Let's get to it. Alright, Beans, so I never actually really wrapped out this episode and kind of showed you what ended up happening inside the engine bay of the bus here. So we were able to get that bracket welded onto the brace, and then yeah, we got it into the bus. So let's take a look inside the bus. So you take a look here, you can see the manifold bolt on the left hand side right there, and then it goes around the block over on the other side over here. It gets bolted in the side of the block there, and then these two bolts right there and right there are what actually push the manifold against the block. That brace helps to hold it from being bent, and so far no exhaust leaks, so that is awesome. All right, Booger Beans, so if you have got this far in this episode, you have won an awesome prize, a free subscription to this channel. So go down, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and check out shopawb.com for all of our awesome merchandise, as well as join us on Friday nights at 7 p.m. on Instagram for Cocktail Friday. We have a couple drinks, tour the bus, and kind of show you what's going on in our Skoolie life. So if you guys haven't already, just hit the like button and tickle the subscribe button. Please, please, please do that. And as always, guys, thanks for watching and have a great night.